You're doing the walking meditations with beautiful sunrises. You're doing all these things. So it's a physical experience, but it's a spiritual environment in terms of like there's something happening in the room where you feel spiritually connected. And if you feel like you've been spiritually out of alignment in your life, or physically or chemically or emotionally, just a little bit off alignment, I highly recommend you go, because I just don't know what else you can do right now that can give you the elements and teaching the neuroscience and the research backing the data of the work that you're doing. So it's just got all of it, and it's a great community. So I highly recommend it.
I think, one of the common things we get in terms of feedback is that people say, I met the coolest people in the world at your event. Because everybody really is embracing change or has a vision of their future, and then they're believing in themselves and they're getting their brain and body in the right state. I think something really intangible happens. We see it when we do our random event generators. We have these sophisticated coin tosses in the room, and when people come together with coherent brains and coherent hearts, they stop behaving randomly. They start behaving very intentionally. It's kind of crazy. I don't
know if people are going to catch what you just said, but when we're in the room for a week doing your retreats, there's so much love and intention towards healing and brain-heart coherence.
And creating too.
And creating and dreaming and imagining and letting go of the old self and creating the new self and creating the new personality. What does it feel like for you to experience brain-heart coherence in a room for that long, specifically the last day when there's the healings that are happening? What does that energy feel like when you're on stage and you just feel the energy, just a massive wave of energy floating at you?
It's pretty big. It's really amazing.
What is that like? And then can you explain what this random generator is, what it normally does and what it does after that?
Okay. So the greatest biological changes that we see across the board out of any meditation that we do is the coherence healings. When people are healing other people, both in the healers that are administering the healing.
Ones that are giving the healing.
Their biology is changing dramatically. Their heart's changing dramatically. In fact, their HRV, their heart rate variability after the event, after those 3 coherence healings, continues to go up. It's a big event for them. It's a strong emotion, and their heart just somehow blooms, right? So we see the most dramatic biological changes in both the healers and the healees, because there's an energy that takes place in the room that is transcendent of anything. Now, in order for that to happen, love and logistics. We got to get everything lined up.
So true.
We got to get everything lined up. I got to get everybody on time. I got to get everybody in the right place.
Trained up for a week, ready to go.
Ready to go. This isn't about them. This is about somebody else. This is about somebody else's life. Yeah. So I can do that. We can get a group pretty intentional and pretty focused, and they come through. Music's playing, and they're in the great state, and they're about ready to love another person in life. So there's not a lot of separation between the thought and the act. They're very focused, and you get this kind of reverence taking place in the room, and the energy's building. When I walk into the room and everything's synchronized like that, the hair on my body stands straight up. Like everywhere on my body, I feel like electrostatic. It's very real, right? I don't talk about this much, but when that happens, I know lightning is going to strike. I know that people are going to have a really profound moment, whoever's laying down there, right? It's going to be big. So these machines, we place them all around the room, and it would be like a
coin toss generator.
But zeros and ones.
Yes.
And it won't be 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It may be 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1,
But it's
1,
supposed to be a 50-50
When nobody's in the room, the more you flip the coin, the more it's 50-50, right? So at the end of, a period of time when no one's in the room, you see the main line like this, the horizontal line, and it just kind of goes up and down, but it stays like 50-50.
After 100 coin tosses, or whatever.
Hundreds of thousands.
It's still 50-50.
Still 50-50. Okay. And then there's this little kind of graph that goes called the parabola, right? And that's kind of the normal range there. So then all of a sudden, here it is normal, and then enter the coherence healers, and the energy of the room changes. All of a sudden, instead of going 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, then they get in the state. All of a sudden, it goes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then it goes like this. And it goes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and it goes really high.
So fascinating.
So the random machine that's been programmed programmed to throw ones and zeros 50-50 is no longer behaving randomly. In some level, it's behaving more orderly, and it's collective networks of observers that determine reality. So then we take one of those random event generators and we insulate it with a Faraday cage, copper and nickel. It's what insulates electromagnetism. You go to the dentist.
You're like, okay, we're influencing this thing.
Right.
So how
you
do we
put a lead apron on,
or you get an X-ray or something.
So it blocks the X-ray, right? So when we wrap this one in metal fabric.
Don't tell me it still works.
No, in fact, it doesn't work, which means that we know that it's electromagnetism.
Wait a minute. So you mean it's going through that still?
So when we insulate it, right, all the other ones are behaving like this, but this one is behaving normally when we wrap it in the fabric, which means that there's some element of electromagnetism, just like an X-ray it's being shielded from, right? So heart is the magnetic charge and the brain is the electrical charge. Get a coherent brain, a coherent heart, you got an electromagnetic field, right? So we're curious. We can't say this with certainty, but there's early evidence to suggest that it is an electromagnetic field, right?
Crazy.
It's crazy. I know. This is what keeps us up at night, you know. So now, you know, the scientists don't like to talk about this because we're transcending the material paradigm, right? But so now we have to call in quantum physicists now, and we're the next level.